Dennis and Camissa. I want to say Carissa. Camissa. I'll get it, and I know that. I'm sorry, we were talking. I need to get your microphone up to you. And we have Autumn Scott Hall coming in on the red eye, so she'll be here in just a few minutes, right?
Good morning. Yes,
Good morning,
she'll
everyone.
be here in a little bit.
And a little bit of rain. Dennis said we needed it, right?
Yeah, we need it for the crops and all. I mean,
yeah.
It's that time of year. At least we've had some nice weather.
Yeah, and it can either come and go, or whatever. If we didn't need it, we would be getting it, right?
Well, at least we're having it the first part of this holiday weekend, and Sunday and Monday. It looks like it might be a little nicer than that, for Memorial Day. So that's good.
Yeah,
let's get it over with.
Right, I agree. And reminding everybody, the Memorial Day program will be up at the Crown Hill Cemetery. Wslm will be there doing the sound system as always, and look forward to that. So don't forget, if you want to attend the ceremony for Memorial Day, Crown Hill Cemetery. Also, the race that was actually the street rod race that was scheduled for this weekend has been canceled, and I do apologize for anyone for sharing it. I want to thank everyone that shared it on my Facebook and to make arrangements for it, but it has been due to cancellation out of my control. So anyway, I do apologize for the inconvenience. All right, we're on to the 20th day of May. We're not canceling. We're onward ho with this show for sure. And let's see here. Today is National Blueberry Cheesecake Day. Dennis, would you eat a big piece of
I love blueberry cheesecake.
Yeah, what about you?
I don't think I would eat it. More of a strawberry.
Oh, I can have either
then
one.
Dennis, Dennis and I will devour. We can divide it.
It's kind of like a turtle cheesecake too.
Oh.
They're all good.
Yeah,
they're all good.
Yeah, I don't think I met one that I didn't like. I do like the strawberry too.
Yeah.
But the blueberry, and I am actually, hey, Autumn Scott Hall on the red eye.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Yes.
As I was driving by the station.
There was no tucking and rolling this morning. I know that.
Well, I was going to go to the office, and then I hear Becky White say, and Autumn Scott Hall will be here on the red eye. Isn't that right? I thought, oh, no, I got to turn around.
we shamed you into here.
So here I am, and I can't see.
Do you realize, hang on, the influence that you and I now, that we have gotten with you and I together, I've got you watching Marvel movies.
I know, right?
I know. Look at this. We are becoming,
I will say this, though, on my ride in, I had to take no red eye, no jumping off, no tucking and rolling, but I had to take my kids to my mom's.
Oh.
So Kinley has been wanting me to download the Good Morning song so she can learn it.
Oh my gosh.
So I recorded it as I was driving this morning. I have my phone in its holder, hands-free.
Yes, that's right. Make sure. Yes.
And I recorded it, so now I'm sending it to her via Facebook Messenger.
I love that. So tell her to work on that.
Yeah.
And then we will have her in, and we will get.
And she will sing.
She can sing.
I love that. I'm excited. I'm super excited.
So yes, she now has it right here.
Yeah. Very good.
Anyway, good morning.
We're glad to have you, Autumn, for sure. And I heard all about Tuesday. You talked about how much movies, and I'm so proud of you.
Hours.
I know.
She's probably late because she said watching Marvel movies this
I
morning.
know.
I may not be wrong. We didn't leave the office till 6 o'clock yesterday.
Yeah, we did not.
We had a very long day.
Yeah. Well, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Want to publicly say that. I know. I really yes. And I can't wait for you to start. There's a few that you're just going to blow your mind.
Yeah. They've already blown my mind.
I know. You just wait, though. Okay. But anyway, I'm not going to give it away.
I've been traumatized.
You traumatize people, Autumn.
She said, and you're welcome. And you're welcome. And you're welcome, Autumn Scott Hall.
There you go.
All right. I am. What a difference you made in my life. Right?
It's actually a great song.
It is a great song. Absolutely. All right. So, Autumn, would you be eating blueberry cheesecake with Dennis and I?
Absolutely.
All right.
I eat any time.
Doesn't Raquel's have like a blueberry something?
They have, so at Raquel's, they do have a cheesecake, and this is an interesting combination. I did pass on this for the chocolate cake, which I'm not a cake fan, but it has caramel and blueberry.
Oh.
And I'm not sure. Did you get chocolate or did you get the cheesecake when we were there?
Just a regular cheesecake.
Okay. I love caramel and I love blueberry. I don't know if I would like them together, so maybe we need to go do that.
Yeah, for National Day, you could try it.
Let's see, would that be kind of like, it wouldn't be a salty sweet, I guess a sweet.
I kind of would, I don't know, it's a sweet and sweet.
The other day I had blueberries on it, Autumn.
Was it good?
It was really good.
Well, there you go.
He says, now that I think about it, I guess I did eat that.
Okay, so there you go.
Right now. That's right. Yeah.
Go to Raquel's and get the cheesecake with
Celebrate the day.
Yes, why not? Start it off, right?
I feel so weird being all the way over here.
Okay, here we go. This is national. Nobody puts baby in the corner.
That's how I feel. That's what happens when you're late, people.
So, National Cherry Dessert Day. My goodness, we got a lot to
Oh,
eat.
man,
Cherry
all
is my, yeah, that's mine.
Yeah, look
that's
at that. Cherry Dessert Day. Yeah,
My
see.
mom makes the best cherry delight,
Ooh,
And,
I love cherry
yeah,
delight.
Cherry Delight.
and there may be fights over it.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
she
when
should
she
make
makes the Cherry Delight, this is a real quick. This is our big discussion. Does it sit with the salads, or does it go to the dessert table?
No, it is dessert.
Yeah.
Well, you know how some people bring their kind
No,
of.
this is not a Jello salad. This is cherry delight with the graham cracker crust and some delicious
I know, but I have
cream
seen it
cheese
have-
filling.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like it on both of them.
I-
You get one in the salad while you're at it, and then when you go back for dessert, you get another
no,
scoopful.
just no.
No.
She said no.
Oh, I think I'm with Dennis.
I
Dennis
mean,
and I, we're wild
actually,
cards.
we don't even put
We-
the cherry delight on the table. We usually have it gone before. You can find my brother
Appetizer. Appetizer.
Well,
and I. Yeah, you can find me and my
cleansing the
brother in the
palate.
corner eating it.
Yeah, cleansing the palate
Yeah.
always is good. Yeah, yeah.
We're in the corner like little boy blue. No,
There's
who
nothing
was
wrong.
it? Who had the one that stuck his thumb in the
Oh,
Yeah.
little boy.
Georgie Porgy?
Georgie Porgy.
What? Who is Georgie?
You need to learn your.
You're not
nursery
old
rhymes.
enough for that.
Yeah,
Melissa.
she's just not old enough.
So, my brother and I are in the corner. Georgie Porgy.
Oh, we're
pudding
gonna have
and
to get
pie.
you on nursery rhymes.
Yeah.
Actually, he kissed the girls and made them cry. Who sat in the corner and stuck his thumb in the plum?
Says, "What a good boy am I."
Yes.
that is
little boy.
blue.
No,
No,
boy
come blow your horn.
Blow
Oh, I
your
do know
horn.
that one.
I think
Oh,
it's
man.
Georgie Porgy.
Stop.
I'm
Okay.
gonna Google it right now.
Porgy, little boy.
Okay,
boy.
so
Pudding
while
and
she
pie.
does
Kissed the
that-
girls and made him cry.
Okay, so Dennis, do you pride yourself? Can you make a good? Today is National Paper Airplane Day. Can you make a good paper airplane?
Oh my
How
god.
big you want it?
Oh,
Someone
what
won't
about
buy
you?
it.
Can you make it?
I don't think I can, but Brady's mom went to this convention one time, and everyone in the room made a paper airplane and realized, like, they were told to make a paper airplane as an icebreaker, and they realized nobody could really make a good one.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, and it was like an icebreaker just to kind of get everybody talking and moving and stuff.
Right,
But
right.
long story short, Aaron, he can master a paper airplane now.
Can he?
Yep. He flew
You know-
on the banisters of your house.
I love
man.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
I'm gonna have to have
While
him
you
try that
were
at home.
gone,
You are,
yeah.
yeah. But they were
Yeah.
good paper airplanes.
Look at these two. There was airplanes all over your office while you were gone, Dennis.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Of course. So
We do that with him here. We don't. Yeah.
They do.
We haven't told Becky about our bird.
I'm about ready to put a little camera in that office to see what's going on. Like I went home the other day and I was gone. Well, I had left early in the afternoon to go do some other stuff. And
We're like, don't put a camera up.
my daughter comes home and says, "What happened in your office today?" I'm going, "What do you mean what happened today?" Well, something happened in there. They was all over texting us. So I guess there was a bird or something in the office.
The bird in your
The bird in the office that traumatized us.
Yes.
And actually, in hindsight, we probably should have opened the door first.
Did it
I
swoop
thought
down?
about that. Well, it was in our ceiling, and so we kept hearing it.
But all we heard was just these little critter movements. And
Oh.
Little Jack Horner who sat in the corner.
There you go. You know people are yelling at the radio.
I probably.
Yelling.
Little Jack Horner, he sat in the corner eating
He
his
is
Christmas pie, sucking his thumb, pulled out
There
the
you go.
plum. So what a good boy.
Boy,
am I.
Oh,
There
I've
we go.
heard that.
Okay, sorry, back to the bird.
Yeah,
Squirrel.
yeah.
Squirrel.
Squirrel.
We thought it was a squirrel actually in the ceiling, and all we heard were little.
Not really
sounds.
little, but
And
Yeah.
so we ended up moving a ceiling tile. And
just us.
We must find out.
yeah,
This took all day long. You know. Didn't
Oh, I know it did.
There was
No, it
No.
was
Yeah, it
fast
took half a day.
and like intense. It
It-
was pretty
And
fast.
it's just
like
a
I
bird.
really thought somebody was going to fall through the ceiling. It was loud. And so then we moved the ceiling tile, and this bird just about 10 minutes, well, probably about 5 minutes later, you hear it a little scurrying again, and then
we
it,
just look at each other like it's about to go down.
It's gonna go down. Here
It's
it goes.
us,
Did you
this
have a
little
broom in your
bird.
hand? You should
We
have
both
a broom.
do. I had like a broken
she
mop
had the
thing.
Swiffer,
Yeah.
and I had the broom. Because we're just
Well,
trying to
I
free
didn't
this
know. I
animal.
would not know what I'm coming up against.
And so then you see this little black bird look down at us, and then it flies through the window,
Oh.
like hits
Into
the
the
window.
window.
Oh, well, that means
Trying
you have
to
clean
get out,
windows.
And it is freaking out. Like it is scared.
And we're trying to let it out, and I guess it thinks we're attacking it, so it keeps trying to attack us.
Oh,
So we're both screaming
fighting
and
back.
like swinging our weapons
Well,
around.
can you
yeah.
imagine? Yeah.
And so then Melanie from next door comes over
She
to
hears us
keep
screaming.
in.
Yeah.
And she's like, I had someone over there and I made sure it's okay if I come over here. But long story short, she opens the door and then the bird just flies right at her because it sees that the door is open.
Yeah.
So then it flies out.
Could you imagine
Easy
if
come, easy
something
go.
really seriously got in that office?
Dennis,
We're ready.
you weren't
We're
there.
Dennis was in Florida with the alligators. Okay,
Listen,
look. Okay,
Dennis
you
was
got
not there. Had Dennis not cut out early that day, he could have taken care of
you
it.
got Crocodile Dundee over here, who's over here sleeping with the alligators, and you've got a bird problem going on in the office.
Terrorize
And
them.
and in the midst of all that, Rachel was at the zoo that day with her daughter. And so we're having traumatic experiences with birds.
Yes.
And Rachel is literally sending us pictures of her at the zoo with birds all over her.
Yeah,
And we're like,
you didn't have to leave home.
well,
You
my
could've-
shoe broke.
Oh,
So then I was trying to run
That
and I
was the
couldn't
other
really
part of
run.
it.
I was like, do this, do this, do this. And I'm like, I can't because my shoe's broke. So every time I tried to walk, my shoe would flop
yeah,
off.
it was fantastic.
Just another day at the office.
Exactly.
Here's what's really sad. I was on a webinar, actually.
Yeah.
I was on a webinar, and the lady on my computer heard her. She's like, "What's going on? Like, what is that sound?" And I'm like, "What sound?" She's like, "It sounds like something's. I don't know. What's the sound?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, we have something in our ceiling." It was that loud that she heard it.
That's why we thought squirrel.
There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah. Well, I would have thought. Yeah, I would have thought something bigger. But it's amazing how little birds can make so much noise.
It's those talents.
Yeah.
It was
Those
a,
talons were coming after you too. You
They
know
were.
that.
I
Yeah.
saw them. My life flashed before my
Don't
eyes.
make me bring out the talons. You know that bird said that. All right. So paper airplane day. All right, Autumn, you can make one. You know,
No, I
but
cannot.
it's amazing actually because everything's paperless almost anymore.
yeah.
People don't have paper anymore.
So it's an imaginary airplane, paper
So
airplane.
it's
now.
amazing the kids that do not know how to make paper airplanes. I mean, because they don't have the paper like they
Right.
used to. So
Yeah, no, I can't do it. Never been able to.
this is Sally Ride Day. Ride, Sally, ride. Yeah. World Dracula Day. I love Dracula.
Especially some of the good original movies.
Yes.
I like
yes.
the play. We went and saw that for school one time.
Yeah.
And that was
That would
good.
be good.
Yeah. At the Actors
Yes.
Theater in Louisville.
Uh-huh.
There's actually an interesting history story of Dracula and how that came about. I don't remember it now, but I know it had something to do with war, and like you had the two sides, and the one side was going to attack at dawn because they knew that is when the bats flew, and that is how the whole concept came. Is they came and all the bats came and attacked the army, and they thought all the soldiers turned into bats.
I gotta look that one up.
Look that up.
Oh, that's
I gotta look
cool.
that up.
Yeah,
See,
look,
now Autumn
it
brings
is-
a lot of history to that.
I mean, that is like the original concept behind it is, and I think it was over in Russia somewhere,
very
like
interesting.
way long ago.
Well, yeah, but it's not Russia.
It's Transylvania.
Transylvania. Yeah, and that's a true city. That's a true
Yeah.
town. That's where it come from. But yeah, there was something. I thought it was something different now. I gotta look it up now. I'm curious. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Well, all
I'll
right.
have to report next week on that.
This is World Lindy Hop Day. Lindy Hop Day.
I don't even know what Lindy Hop is.
Lindy Hop. Lindy.
Dance.
It's a dance. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to think. Yeah.
Dennis
So
would
anyhow,
know. He dances.
It'd be back to the 1920s, I think.
Yeah.
I do know how to do the Charleston, by the way.
Yeah, it's along that time. Yes,
Yeah.
similar to that.
What, you want to show us the dance moves there?
I don't remember it. I just remember where it come from. I've probably done it once or twice over the years.
Okay.
What
Well,
else we
and then today is National Redhead Day.
Hey, I'm married to a redhead.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
I'm
So-
a fan of redheads.
I'm a fan of
So do they say, and I'm going to tread lightly here, but they say they have a little bit of a temper.
Oh yeah.
No, not at all.
He's just like my uncle. My uncle's a redhead too.
Yeah. Actually, I think some of that though. Yeah, I think some of that as you get older, like all people, it kind of
You mellow.
dissipates. Yeah, you mellow out.
As you get older, you mellow
Because
out.
Justin doesn't like. I don't know. He doesn't get angry very often. He's just kind of. I'm sure he did as a young child.
Well, I think sometimes the stereotyping, right? You think,
Yeah, because let's be honest, I scream and yell a whole lot more than he does.
So, was your hair originally red? Then?
No, not at all. But I will tell you this
Yeah.
cool story.
Okay.
So when I was 18, I went to Cancun. And while I was in Cancun, my hair did turn orange and it shrunk up. Like it curled And here in Indiana, my hair is brown and flat as flat can be. But when I was down there, I don't know if it was the sun and the humidity or what, but it literally, I have a picture and my hair literally is orange.
Maybe it was
And-
the chlorine in the pool.
No, I didn't swim in the pool.
Well,
Chlorine in the ocean?
pool.
There's no chlorine in the ocean, Dennis.
That was your hair turned red.
But it turned red. And it's funny because I remember my mom has a picture. My mom has red in her hair. And I remember that there's a picture when she is young, probably 19, 20, where she is in Florida and her hair is orange. And she's like, I didn't dye it, the sun did it.
Oh,
So
wow.
there's some red in my hair.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Thankfully, all three of my kids have reddish tint, but none of them are pure redheads.
Well, remember they said that like redheads are kind of like,
They're superheroes.
well, that, and they also are kind of, it's harder to find natural
So,
red.
Well,
natural red hair with blue eyes is the rarest combination because most redheads have green eyes, and even redheads with brown eyes is very interesting.
Uh-huh.
No, but so we'll just compare that to horses because black horses and dark horses, they get out in the sun and they turn, a lot of them turn a shade of red.
Oh, I thought
They
you were
bleach
going
out.
somewhere completely
No,
different.
I
with
wasn't.
that.
I'm sorry. We're talking
compare
about
that
hair
to
here. We're talking about hair. So you actually spent some time outside
Yeah,
long
because
enough
I was.
that your hair bleached out in the sun.
Now, we could dye the mane of your horse's hairs, Dennis.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
You know.
I may have been guilty of that a time or two
Yeah.
over the years, Joy.
It's not like
This
you
is a
can't
damn
dye
black
yourself.
horse. This is not a red horse.
Yeah. We could dye the hair, you know.
Yeah.
Well, it is funny, though, because, you know, with the coloring and a lot of people with red, the red dye doesn't hold as well. But anyway, very interesting. What's the matter with
I
you?
was asking if you did sponsors this morning.
Nope, we're
No,
ready
we
to go.
haven't yet.
That's right. And we also need to do our
We were
numbers.
waiting on you. On
Well,
the red.
hand me that.
the red
Coffee
eye.
Club sponsors Walmart, Meadowview Healthcare, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Uplands, Celebrity Home Loans, LLC, NMLS, ConsumerAccess.org, Equal Housing Lender, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, and Dr. Mindy Gunn, and Fox Pearly Wealth Management.
Okay.
Thank you to our
Oh,
lovely
okay.
sponsors.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. And do you need to do your LLC? Or
I
what do you
I
need to
already
do?
did all that,
Okay.
Becky.
I mean, no, but
Yeah.
does
We'll be all
anybody
right.
else-
We'll be all
Everybody
right.
else-
This is the only thing I actually have to do. Dennis just likes to throw out his numbers.
Okay. All right. Well, I didn't want anybody to miss their number moment. Okay. All right. So I wasn't for sure if there was a topic that we were going to talk about. We have celebrity home loans in the house with us again this morning, and there was a topic that we were going to talk about. But there's also another topic that I wanted to kind of go over, but I wanted to find out a little bit about, and I got sent this a little bit of information, and someone had asked me on this about financial and finding out. Wait, hang on. Let me find it first. Let me find what they sent. Hang on, just a second here. Finding out exactly what was. Well, I got to find it. Let's go ahead and let's talk about your topics that we were going to discuss. Remember?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, we were going to talk about reverse mortgages.
That's
Kinda
what we were going to
introduce the
talk
word
about. I
for
knew that was reverse. Okay. Yeah.
So a reverse mortgage, kind of give you some highlights on it. It's just what it says. It's a reverse of what you normally think of. A regular mortgage, we call a forward mortgage. So as you make your payments on it, the mortgage gets smaller and smaller. Where a reverse mortgage, you start with basically no debt on it. In most cases, you can have a little bit, but as you don't make payments on it, and the payments will be added to your loan balance over time. It's for people that's over 62. It's a retirement tool. It is actually a tool to use. It's not one. So some of the old commercials you would see, they would show the couple walking down the beach, holding hands, enjoying their reverse mortgage, taking the equity out of their home. It's not really designed for that. It's designed more. You guys are having.
I don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
you
No,
do.
I know what you are talking about. I'm listening intently.
Yes.
Yes. No, you're not.
She's
You
texting.
can see I'm getting sidetracked here.
I know. No, we are completely.
It's not to enjoy life with. It's to make your life easier as you get older. So it's a tool to tap into the equity of your home. Otherwise, you could have a home. Say you got a home that's worth $400,000.
Okay.
And you own $50,000 on it, and you got $350,000 worth of equity. you can't use the whole amount, but you can use a part of it to help pay, like, say, your fixed income. You've got a medical condition popped up, and your medical medicine is like $200 a month, and you really don't have it to spare. You're keeping things tight. Here's a way to take a $200 a month draw from that equity to pay for your medical, pay for that medicine, and so forth. You can get a line of equity against it and not have to make payments. Maybe you're in a situation, your car fell down, it's done, it's dead. You got to have a car. You need, $30,000 as a way of getting that car bought and not make payments on it. And you can also make payments. You can, you think of it as a line of equity. You can pay it down and reuse that over and over, or you can just not do anything. It's your choice. So it's a tool. It's a financial tool. It keeps you from tapping into your stocks and bonds and your market money if you don't need to. And the crazy thing about it, what people don't realize is tax-free. And it's tax-free because it's your money. It's your equity. It's not an income. It's not something you generated, so you don't pay taxes on it. It's a way that if you're bumping Social Security limits and have to pay tax on your Social Securities, you could use that to supplement some of your income so that you can stay under those thresholds and not have to pay.
Right.
You can use it to pay your taxes and your insurance. There's a lot of things you can do. It's to help you breathe as you get into the senior citizen world.
And that's actually one of
Yeah.
the reasons that we say, a mortgage is a long-term investment because, you pay it off early, then you do have all that equity, and it's a way as you do hit that stage in your life, you're not just, man, I'm not able to pay my bills, but I have all of this assets.
Yeah. You take, so if you go get a line of equity on your house, you just go to your local bank and you get a HELOC over there. The thing about HELOCs, particularly once you get to a senior citizen, you're normally on a fixed income. And that's just another bill you got to pay. That's another payment you got to pay. And what people don't realize, they have limits on them. They have time limits on them. You could be one of the more common ones is 10 years with just interest-only payments, and then the next 10 years it adjusts, and you got to make full payments on it. That catches people off guard. Sometimes it's a full 20 years, and it's a balloon on the end. So what you run into, and we've rescued several people out of, when that thing comes due, and say you're in your mid-60s, early 70s, you're on fixed income, and all of a sudden you got to come up with $40,000, $50,000 to pay that HELOC off, you don't have the money to do it. And your income is not big enough for them to refinance you into a loan on it. So they can't do the bank's hands are tied. Your hands are tied.
Right.
There's only two options that I know of. One of them, the bank's going to demand it because you're at the end of a contract by law. They'll foreclose on it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen people come in crying at the last minute, about to lose their house because of these. And the other option is do a reverse mortgage and put that money in that against that, that HELOC, converted into a reverse mortgage so you can keep on going and not make payments. We've rescued several people out of that. It's just understanding what's out there and what's available. There's some bad old publicity. So the reverse mortgage started in about 63, was designed. Then in the mid 80s, it was signed into law. FHA took over. They insure the product and made it. But there were some times there that the guidelines, the worst that I know of, and I've seen a lot of examples of this, is so that the couple, one's over 62, one's under 62, can't be on the loan, can't be on title. So the scenario there was they took one of them off the title of the property, put the line of it, the HELOC or the reverse mortgage in the other person's name, and they maxed it out. And then something happens to the older one and they pass away, or they have to go to a nursing home. They can never live in the house again. But so the loan becomes due, payable. Well, the person that's not on title, they technically got to buy the house because they don't own it. And that was usually the wife. in most cases, it was a wife. And this is where the bad publicity back 2010, prior to that, particularly during the crash, there was a lot of situations and hit a lot of news that women were being thrown out of their house and removed, and the house sold to settle the loan. And that was just bad guidelines. That was people, you know, it's not something, I have a little more pride in what I do in my business, and that's not something I would recommend anybody to do. But in this world, sometimes making a buck is more important than what making the right decision helps somebody else make the right decision. That's the way I'm going to put it.
Well, and that comes back to the fact that we live with you.
We live with
We
you.
we don't
live
get
with
to be
everybody.
behind
exactly.
a computer, never
No,
contacted
it's-
again.
Yeah.
It's not like,
And we just have good morals.
Well,
I mean, there's that too. We
Yeah.
have great
definitely.
morals.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's
That's really heartbreaking to think that. I mean, that's.
but
really,
it happened.
Yeah,
It happened a lot. And after all that, and there was big publicity, the guidelines have changed. They've changed it several times since 2020 or 2010. And it's a pretty good product now. It's really evolved into a very nice product, a very safe product. And it's a tool. It prevents loan officers and people from doing that like they used to. You know, unfortunately, both of them's got to be old enough to be on it. That keeps some. I mean, some people have to wait a while to get to there. Then you can look at maybe some HELOC short term, then plan. But you got to do some planning. You got to understand how the product works. You got to understand. You can't take too much out. In fact, I would tell anybody once you start reaching about 50, you need to research into this product so that you have time to plan for it. I've had HELOCs. I've had a couple of them. Got a little one right now. So I'm not against them. You just have to understand what you're walking into so that you can be aware and plan on it.
You educate yourself on your finances.
Yeah.
Let's be responsible.
Yeah.
And so by the time you reach 50, you start. It was sometime around then when I started really thinking about retirement. It got me within 12 years of it, and it's like, what's it going to look like when we get there?
Right.
I mean, a lot of people buy new homes at that point. Trade and upgrade or downgrade or whatever their life does to them. But the hardest thing is plan on having that thing paid down so that you can do a reverse if you want to, or have it paid off so you don't even have a payment.
Right.
It's about planning and it's about making some sacrifices. Again, it's all about, a little responsibility, a little understanding. Control your life. Don't let your life control you, along with your credit and your credit reports. But you have enough time to calculate and say, okay, where do I want to be when I'm 62? Do I want to pay it off? Do I just want to flip it into reverse? But then you've got to have it paid down to a certain limit to make it worth. There's a math calculation that lets that happen. Because the idea of the reverse is that as the home value increases, your line of equity can increase, but unless something drastic happens like 2008, there should always be equity left over for the estate, and you should never. Those two lines should never cross. They do cross. It does happen.
Yeah.
Neighborhoods change. Neighborhoods run down.
But there's insurance on the product that you can get.
Yeah.
That way your family would not be responsible for the difference as well.
Yeah.
So there is protections in place that would protect.
So is this something that
family in
if
the
someone
future.
comes in, somebody home loans, you can help them
Yeah.
do this? Okay.
Yeah, it's one of the products we have.
And the borrower, before we can actually even start, the borrower has to do a class.
Oh,
Just to
Like
make
we
sure.
cannot legally start until they have been through that. It's not a class, it's a counseling so that they have a full understanding of what it is.
Yeah.
oh, that's
So-
wonderful though, to get
Yeah.
a person to one-on-one sitting down. And then also with all three of you and your expertise, I would feel 100% safe and secure, take your advice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like to see, is this best, because no two people are alike. No
Yeah.
two people's situations
Right.
are alike. And to go and to look at what everybody's individually as an individual and talk with them and to, advise them personally. That's,
And sometimes it doesn't
Go.
work. Like we've had people that have come in and upon talking with them, you know what, this isn't the best thing for you.
yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah, it's you know, and
This is one more tool again to utilize.
Yes.
And, yeah.
exactly.
If you need.
And the counseling. So, and this is how the government has regulated it. So they would come in, we would explain to them how it works, what options we have, you know, what the cost is, what the rates are, and all that kind of stuff. And that's as far as we can go. Give them some examples.
Yeah.
And then we give them then their file is given a number through the software, and we cannot go any further until they take the printouts. They get the list of the counseling because they're federal approved counselors
Okay.
in the United States. We can't be in the room with them. We can't sit with them. We
Oh,
can't do anything.
okay.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
can't
they have
sway
to
them
call-
in one way or
Oh, wow.
another.
They talk to those people personally, and that's their job. That's their job that they do, is to help them. And they will help them understand and double check and make sure that we explain to them their rights and the good parts and the bad parts about it. So it's kind of a check and balance, so that we can't just one-sidedly coerce them into it without them knowing and making sure that they understand both sides
I
of it.
love that.
And then
Yeah.
they come back with the paperwork signed, and the counselor, and actually the counselors can, on their computer, they'll put that code in that we give them, and that code will actually pull their file up out of our system, so that the counselor can even see what we told them and what we showed them. And then after that's all done, signed, we get the hard copy back, then we can proceed further. But until that happens, so that's a very nice check and balance.
Yeah, definitely.
out there.
Yeah.
Well, that's
So-
wonderful, and it's nice to know there's options and there's help and there's also ways of doing things here. I mean,
So,
that
and I'll give you a real good
I don't think a
example.
lot of people know that's out there.
Yeah.
Well, we do plan, like we talked about yesterday, we do plan on, like, we're finalizing, like, some details and just making sure all of our ducks are in the row as far as knowledge and everything goes to the best. But we are going to do, like, some sort of, like, little workshop and invite people who feel like they can benefit from it, who can prepare for it for the future, and just kind of do, like, an informational session with them,
That's wonderful.
just to get them more comfortable or fill them in on more of it and all that. So we will be doing that soon, too.
I think it's wonderful.
So,
Great.
so here's an example of a couple. The house is free and clear. Just say their house is free and clear, and they want to move closer to the kids and the grandkids. And we see this a lot, and of course where they grew up and where they've had their house, you know, the kids have got married and had grandkids, and they're a little ways away, so they want to get closer to them so they can spend more time, so they can sell that house. And so let's just say that house is $400,000. Then they want to stay in about the same type of house. They want to not particularly downsize, but even if they want to downsize, but they want to get closer, so they can take that house and sell it for $400,000. And if they want to do a reverse, then they can take approximately a little over about $240,000, pay on the new house, and buy a $400,000 house and never make a payment on it. And then they got another $170,000-$180,000 they can invest and put in retirement funds or whatever and live off it, to help them live off of it. Or they have the option, they could sell that house, pay off another house, but they still have they've got all their funds wrapped up in that house. Or they can do a reverse on it, make a line of equity. Or they can just go and take part of it and put it down on a new house and make payments. So there's a lot of options that we can help them with, and we can show them the differences and the advantages. Then they can take that information and make their own decision. Because I'm a big fan on, here's your options, here's where you're at. And, you know, I like 3 options.
Yeah.
Is what I really like. Sometimes it's only 1 or 2 is the only thing they qualify for. But at the end of the day, it's not my day. It's not my job to push them and say, you need to really do this one.
Mhm.
It's like, here's your options.
Yeah.
You make the payments. You make the bills.
Right.
You're buying it. I'm not. I just want to give you the information, and you make your own choice.
Right.
Then whatever you want to do, I'll do it for you.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a big salesman of push.
No, but to have that person, like that individual, and have a person and not a machine or just on the phone or not seeing somebody or an email coming through talking back and forth, to have that one-on-one conversation and just having it explained And then if they do not understand, having it repeat, or you know what I mean, or I understand this part, but can you explain this part? Because
Right.
for us that do not know this and are not in this world, it's very confusing and might not even know this is an option,
Mhm.
that they have this available. And I love the more options that people have.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and really, our job is just to give you the information and the options.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, we're not making your payment. We don't make your decisions.
Right.
And I have had people that have been, just tell me what to do.
Yeah.
Well, I can't tell you what to do.
Right.
I can give you your options, but then you have to
That's why I
decide
have
what's
with
best.
kids. I tell them what to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I just, yes.
No, right.
Yes, I do tell my kids what to do, but they don't.
No,
have
what I'm
to like it.
saying is that that's what I'm
Right.
But anyway, but no, it is something that everyone, and
That's why I have to
and
miss. I tell her what to do.
there you go. And
She
everybody,
does. She does.
well, but she's young and she's learning all about this,
Yes, I
right?
tell Dennis what to do too, but he just doesn't listen.
He just doesn't
I
listen.
just don't.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Well, he's young.
Yeah, he's young and he's yeah, babe in the woods. No. Anyway, going back on this, but it is something that a lot of people are a little, it's confusing, and to know that they have that option and have that person to talk with, who's ultimately not going to make the decision for them, but going to say, here's it all out on the table.
The product itself is very confusing because
Yes, definitely.
it's backwards thinking than what we're used to,
Right.
and it takes a while. And sometimes it may take 2 or 3 conversations. You know, they may go home and think about it. And what I say is, you know, as you look at this study, write down your questions. Come back and see me. Let's talk about those, you know, questions. Let me give you the answers to it. Let me show you where you can go look it up. You're more than welcome. Anything I tell you or show you, you're more than welcome to go look it up. I'll tell you where to go look it up, give you the links to it. And if you don't agree with me, come back and let's understand why.
Yeah.
Because I make mistakes too. I'm not perfect.
Right. Well,
What?
You know. All right, Autumn.
I have believed a lie my whole life.
Well, and I think a lot of people are just startled by just the thought of, okay, so you're telling me I can pull out equity in my home and I don't necessarily have to make a payment on it. Like if you're on a fixed income and you are pulling that
Yeah.
out, they're just like, well, what's the catch? Like,
right.
there's no way I'm pulling this money out and have the opportunity to, you know, use this equity but not owe you anything, you know. And
Right,
obviously you do still pay your property taxes, your insurance, and that stuff. So you are still paying something, but it's just like, so I don't have a monthly payment necessarily. And that's kind of, I think, where people are like, I'm not catching on to this.
Sounds too good to be true.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so would this have helped when everybody, remember we've talked about this before, when it kind of went through some years ago, when everybody like started having foreclosures? Would this have pulled a lot of people out of that?
It probably would have on the senior citizens. I mean,
It's hard to say.
Yeah,
'Cause some people probably would have
yeah.
went further in debt, or they're, you know what I mean? If they were foreclosing and they couldn't make the payments, then adding additional debt, I don't know if that would have helped.
there was some loan products that should have never happened.
Right, and we've
Just-
said that
and-
over and over, yes. And
And that was the worst part of it.
the sad part of it.
The sad part, yes, because we did it to ourselves, you know, and you know, they blame the banks, but at the end of the day, the basic products and all start in Washington, D.C. You know, it starts up there, and they had the idea back in the 80s, mid 80s, that everybody had the right to own a home, or everybody should own a home. And like we've said before, everybody has the right to own one. Doesn't mean that everybody can be responsible on one.
Well, or
And
ready,
maybe it's
you know,
worse,
or
you know.
ready. You know, everybody's, you know, it might be
Yeah.
just not your timing, the season in your life where you're,
Yeah.
you know.
You know, it's like, and I had some kids who got into this stuff, and you know, they didn't want to leave old dad, but you know, it was a stated income, stated asset product. You know, that's exactly what it was. You just write down a piece of paper how much you make and how much you have in assets, and you don't have to prove anything.
Which is outrageous.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know,
And I would think it
And
would
it
have
can
to
cause
make you guys
trouble,
kind
for
of
sure.
irritated, that because you know that was not.
Oh, and I've seen it done.
Yeah.
I mean, like I've seen it done, and literally all it takes is a Google search of. They didn't even like. I remember a loan was being done for a waitress, and all they had to do is Google search average waitress income in the United States. Well, we know where we live, we're lower than the national average.
Yeah.
But they had that document, and that's all they needed to say, yep, this is their income. And it was not their income.
Especially that, because it's never promised. You don't know if you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you don't know what a table's
Well,
going to
let's just say in 4 months that house went into foreclosure.
Yeah.
So
That's heartbreaking.
horrible things.
Well, yeah.
I mean-
yeah, that's yeah.
So we don't want to ever put, again, we're responsible for 10 years. We don't ever want to put somebody in something that I'm going to get it back.
Right, right.
And back then, we weren't. Nobody was
Yeah, there's
responsible
no
for it.
accountability.
Underwriters weren't. They were rubber stamping them left and right. It was just a crazy time. And another product took a whole bank under. Was called Pick a Payment. So you had 3 payment options.
That sounds like a game show.
Yeah, it does.
I mean,
It kind of was.
Yeah.
You know, but it worked off the premise that as your house appreciated, you would never outrun the value of the house. So you can make a regular payment, which was principal and interest, or you can make an interest-only payment, or you can make just a principal payment. I mean, you had your options. But the idea was if you didn't make the regular payment, then the loan balance increased every month. And that increase should never outrun the value of the home when you use a 4% average. Mathematically, it works. As we know in real life, it didn't work. It was part of the crash of the system. So, there was a home equity line that you could get that would go 125% of loan value, of appraised value. So if the house was worth $100,000, you could borrow $125,000 on the house. So I mean, there was some stupid stuff out there.
Yeah.
There's no other answer for it. It was just ridiculous, stupid, run away with itself
Right.
guidelines, and we paid heavily for it. This country paid heavily for it.
Which is sad.
Yeah.
Very sad.
And then I hear some things now that people, they're hollering the same thing. And that stuff was fixed. So it's not going to crash because of that. I mean, we're going to have a slowdown. We know that. Everybody knows that. I mean, it's just, there's one every so many years anyway. We're past due.
We're past due. Yes, as expected. We're past due.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's here. It's coming down the pine.
Well, okay, so can I ask my question?
You
Okay.
can ask any question.
Okay. So this is what I'm hearing. Like, okay, I actually heard it in Nashville a few weeks ago, and then I heard it actually just the other day, where someone has, let's just say this, their home, they bought their home for like maybe $100,000. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now with the increase in how much homes are going for, their home's worth like $400,000 or $500,000.
Oh, yeah.
That the $100,000 that they did have. Well, so someone offered to buy their house.
They better sell it.
Well, but they don't know. Okay, but here's the
Here's
question: Are you
again.
finding this? Where are they going to move? You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Oh, that's
If you're going to sell it,
And-
make sure you have someplace to go.
And so let's say that let's just I'm just giving you numbers here. This was not this
that's
is
fine.
now.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's $100,000 house. They sell it for $400,000 because it's the market right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then trying to find a house that equal value for $400,000. You see what I'm saying? When this
That's the
one,
problem.
yes. And are you finding that to be
Every day.
okay?
Every day. It's
I thought,
There's-
wow, call
there-
Celebrity Home Loans.
there's so few. There's more buyers than there are houses, and has been for a long time.
Right.
That's why you have bidding wars. That's why things have run up the way they are. And the problem is, they don't want to sell their house till they find a house to buy.
Yeah, and that was what the
And I mean,
gentleman
that's
said. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's a catch-22,
And that's smart,
and that's
in my opinion.
smart
but it's-
not to sell or to smart to sell.
It's smart to have a place to go before you get kicked out of your home.
Right.
yeah.
Or you leave your home.
I mean,
You don't have to get kicked out.
I mean,
Well, if you
Yeah.
sell it, I mean, if you
Oh,
sell
okay.
it,
Yeah, then you
like
need to,
I think that is smart. If you're going to sell your home, that means you need to have some place to go, or
Right.
else you're going to be panicked.
okay.
Yeah.
a
And so
fraud-
it is a catch-22.
Yeah.
Because when you have a whole bunch of people doing that, then we don't have any houses on the market yet. But at
Exactly.
the same time,
yeah. I mean,
Well, but then you kind of get wrapped up like I saw the other day a posting of a house where their deal fell through. So then they could not technically afford both mortgages, and then they had put in an offer on this new house, but because their house wasn't being, bought, then so it just kind of puts a hold up in the whole process
oh,
too.
it does a domino effect.
Yeah.
We've had up to, I think the most we've had is 6 buy-sell combinations stacked up behind each other. And if any one of them failed, the whole domino failed.
And I
So-
hate to be the
Oh.
lender on that first property. Let me
That's-
just tell you, unless I have all of them,
Oh,
I
yeah.
hate to be the
Eyes
lender
are
on that
looking
first
at you.
one.
Yeah.
The best thing when this stuff happens, I mean, we'll toot our own. It's best if you have the same lender doing all the deals because then they have control and they kind of see what's going
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
It's when you got 6 deals and 6 different lenders doing the 6 different fundings because they can't talk to each other. So nobody knows exactly how safe each deal is.
Uh-huh.
And it makes it a bigger risk. But yeah, you could have one in the middle crash and the whole thing crashes.
Right.
So it's just a challenge right now. My best thought is, and when I talk to some of them, if you're going to sell your house and buy something, because even though like we've seen up to 6, just juggling finding a house to buy and getting yours sold and just doing both of them, be ready to be stressed because that's going to be very stressful.
Sure.
The other option is have a backup plan and a place to go live with someone or rent or something and go ahead and sell your house and not worry about it. And move, reposition, keep looking, and then when you find something to buy, it takes that stress out of it because it gets very stressful and tempers flare up.
Yeah, or
And
you
it
can even just find people settling. Like they're like, okay, well, I need to go because I sold my house and yeah, I might not love this house, but I need somewhere to go. You know what I
Right.
mean? And so then they're actually not even getting something that they plan on staying in the future and all that
To which I
stuff.
tell people, you're only in your house for 5 to 7 years anyway. So if you're in a hurry and you can make do, go ahead.
Thank you. Well, okay, like a frog does not jump from one lily pad unless it has another lily pad to go
Right.
to. So, or something.
Well, some frogs jump.
Depends on how hot the
Yeah,
frying pan
yeah, I
is
guess
or
so.
how hot that lily pad
There
is.
you go. Well, I mean, it's just, I wonder if you're seeing more of that because, this gentleman was, okay, I would love to sell this house for $400,000.
Especially when they feel like they're in that position where like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna make this
yeah,
money
I'm
off
going to
of
make
it.
all kinds of money, but then
Yeah.
you have to but then trying to find a home or
Yeah.
trying to find somewhere. So he's like, I can't sell. I don't have anywhere to go. You know what I mean? And so I just wondered if you're seeing a lot of that.
It's been around about 3-4 years now. I mean, it's been very common, very
Yeah.
common. And well, the other side is, and if you sell and then you rent somewhere for a time, what's the future going to bring? And of course, none of us know exactly. So with things slowing down, so now the big conversation is, our home price is still going to keep going up? Are they going to slide back? Nobody knows. Nobody knows 100%. If we did, we'd all be millionaires playing on the stock market. I don't, and this is my personal opinion. It's my personal opinion. I think they're going to soften some. Are they going to crash? I don't see 2008 happen over. I see more like 79, 80, 81. Things just slowed down.
Elaborate for those of us who were not born
Okay,
in
and
78.
That was
70
born in 95.
Okay, so back then in 1 year, we went from an average of 8.
I'm like,
8%.
history, what happened then?
Okay, we had high inflation. And in fact, we ended up with double-digit inflation back in the mid-70s. Give you an
Wow.
example. I bought a new car, a midline car, my senior year in '74. It cost me $4,600. I wanted to upgrade it 3 years later, and an equivalent to that was like $12,000. I mean, inflation ran away with itself in the mid-70s.
But that's kind of what car prices did last year, wasn't it?
Oh, not that much. That was 300%. Yeah, we jumped. Cars and trucks jumped 10-15%.
Yeah.
But I mean, inflation got stupid back
Yeah.
then, and interest and the Feds, in order to try to slow things down, when interest was 7-8% normal, went to 18-19%. Try to buy a house at 14% interest. See what you end up buying.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're raising the rates. They're up. We've jumped a couple of points since the first of the year. It's starting to slow things down. So, I mean, we'll see. I mean, time's going to tell. But there's still less houses than there are buyers. We're seeing a lot of the lower income people not qualify anymore. House value with a higher rate is kind of killing them. But at the same time, rent has went up so much. You got people that's been wanting to rent, and rent jumps up. So then they try to jump in the housing market and buy. They think that's going to be cheaper. So it creates its other challenges, and it's going to keep creating its challenges.
Right. it's really interesting, and it's I mean it's and knowing what to do, and I guess you know it's a huge compliment when someone says that they want to buy your home and want to pay this
Yeah.
amount for it, but it's not always the best.
Yeah, you got to know when to pack your stuff and move, or say, well, you know, that's something for me to think
You got to know
about.
when to hold and know when to
Yes.
fold. And
Exactly.
Yes.
And I just
Exactly.
keep holding it.
know when to
And
walk
I just-
away.
It's just
What did he
inside.
say? I'm not going to sell my house unless what? He said something one day. It was
Know
funny.
when to walk away. Know when-
Justin's like, we should sell our house. I'm like, no, we're not. I got too much blood, sweat, and tears in that
well,
house.
you were working on. You got to get that basement finished.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
know.
that
It's
basement.
nice.
I'm
is
taking
no,
off tomorrow to
I'm-
work on my basement.
I'm
Good.
no,
You're
I'm
welcome.
I'm
You're welcome.
I'm your cheerleader for that. You're
Thank
going to get this done. I know this.
I
Yeah.
know this.
I'm very assured. of
I
her.
am.
and it's going to be. You know,
I am. It's
my
going
mom
to be
always-
beautiful, and
yeah.
I'm never going to leave my house because I'm getting my mortgage worth.
Absolutely, and my mom always said, "Good things, you know, take a while to, you know, good things in anticipation."
Yes,
I mean,
we
takes-
incubate for a while.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
That reminds me of little
Yeah, but how long
chickens.
have you been
Yeah, I
incubating
know.
this basement?
9 years. My daughter
Hey.
just turned 9.
You know what? You're in a judgment-free zone here.
No,
Okay,
you're
I
not.
do not judge.
Just-
no,
I can't. The fingers are back. The fingers are back.
Here's the thing. I tell Dennis, if you're going to judge me, you know how to come help. So you can lay some floor.
Yeah.
Your old man knees. Get you some knee pads.
That's hilarious.
He's got enough work to do on this
It's
own
going to
house.
be wonderful. Well, you don't want to do it all at once. I mean, you got to, you know, I mean, you don't want to spoil your family.
That's right. By golly, I'm going to enjoy it when my kids are out of the house.
There you go.
Look what I did for you.
Huh?
You ever find that question?
Oh no, I'm sorry. No, I can't find it. I know.
Bring it
I
back.
know. I
Bring
was
it back
trying to, I
next
know. I'm
week.
trying to find the. I'm trying to find the
Listen.
question that was asked. Let's see here. No, I can't find
All right.
it.
We'll bring it back next week.
Yeah. Okay. I
So-
do have this though. Hang on. Okay. So this is something that a little information for today though. Okay. Financial literacy is a in these days we know is very true. With states like Florida becoming one of the most recent and largest states mandate personal finance courses for high schoolers.
Fan. Big fan.
Absolutely.
Big fan.
Absolutely.
It is likely a good thing, too, as nearly every worker in the U.S. is stressed out about money and a possibility of recession is looming, which we've talked about that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Autumn and Dennis and last week talked about don't start hoarding, don't start getting scared,
Right.
but start making
Plan.
plans,
Yeah.
preparing, right?
Yep.
So it's looming. Yet, even after some financial belt tightening and learning to live with less during the pandemic, many Americans may be less equipped to deal with their finances than a year ago. According to the data from the Bright Plan 2022 Wellness Survey, which was polled 1,500 knowledge workers in the U.S., a particular worrisome finding: only 13% of workers were able to answer at least 4 out of the 5 following financial literacy questions correctly. You should pay off credit cards each month. Funds are taken out from a debit card immediately. They didn't know these answers to
Right.
these questions. 15-year mortgages require higher monthly payments than reduced total interest. Credit cards interest is the price you pay for borrowing money. And certain amounts of money contributions are not taxed until withdrawal.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Yeah.
And they did not know the answers to this.
Very few people.
Well,
do.
yeah, I was gonna say not even just in high school though, but you could
Even
make
adults.
a sample of I mean, people that
Well-
come into our office all the time, even like
Okay,
they
so-
just don't know.
Because, okay, so let's say you don't learn it in high school and you don't learn it in college.
Yeah. So when you learn it,
Where else are you going to learn it?
and there's so many things out there that's like, do this and it will help you. Do this and it will
Oh,
help
yeah,
you. And
and
it's
they're
even just like
lies.
these credit recovery things.
I had
Like-
somebody in my office yesterday that I'm going through the credit bureau with them, and they were devastated because there were things on their credit bureau, and she literally looked at me and said, "I have spent over $10,000 on this particular company to help me clean this up."
Yeah.
And I said,
Oh.
"Well, they didn't do their job
Yeah.
because what happens is it may temporarily be removed until it's validated, and then it gets put right back on."
Yeah.
And I told her, I said, "You literally have paid them to pull out letters from Google
On your behalf.
and send on your behalf.
That's horrible.
And I'm like, what you spent, you could have paid all this off.
Heartbreaking.
And it extremely is, because at that point in time, it's like, I think I told her 3 times, I wish you would have came to me before you did that.
Yeah.
Because I can't help, like, at
And
that
sometimes
point, I
it's
can't
just
do
a matter
anything.
of that. Like, hey, we have this going on. Like, you know, what would you suggest? This is what we're
And
thinking.
it's very
no,
heartbreaking.
like, you know.
Yeah, definitely. And it's sad. You know, I mean, it's sad for people to be taken advantage, but it happens all the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
And
there
there's so
are-
much misinformation out there that just steers people in the right direction because it sounds good, or the wrong direction because it sounds good.
Well, that was sent to me too, but I can't find the other. But I'll try to find it by next
Find
week.
it for
So,
next week.
yeah, I think it's just it's something that we've said this from day one. I think the very first program we talked that you wish it was in the schools. You know, I mean,
Oh yeah,
Yes.
it needs to be
absolutely. Our school
taught.
systems put
I
us.
we
expect
need-
your help on that.
Well, I know we need to work on that. We really
Yeah.
do. You know what I mean? Because it is something, and it's a good way to, even though, like, let's say you're not doing necessarily the checkbook anymore, still writing down or still making accountable what you're spending your money on.
Well, and I know Monica Spalding did something with her kids. I believe she teaches at the maybe she is the high school. But she was doing something with her kids, and I remember her posting on Facebook just even something about, hey, you gotta do your grocery budget.
Yeah.
And I know, like, in 5th grade, they do that Biz Town to where
Love the
they
best
learn
yes,
some
right,
of that,
right.
but it's like, and that's good.
Yeah,
I mean, like, it's
sure,
good. I'm
sure.
all for those things, but you do need to actually sit down and it be more than a week
Oh,
or a.
absolutely.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. It doesn't go into the detail, all
No.
of the it's
No, it's just getting your feet
yeah.
wet.
Mhm.
So.
I think I think it's so important, and also for parents at home too.
Yeah.
This is a good thing to work with your children at home,
Absolutely.
you know,
Absolutely.
and whether if there's something that they want to purchase,
And I'm not
Let them
against.
save up and do it.
And they do have cards that, like, they do now have cards that you can get for your kids that you can link, and your kid can have their own debit card. And that, I think, is a great tool to teach them. But if you, as a parent and an adult, don't know how to manage your own finances, you're
That's
not
not
going to
good.
help your kid manage theirs. So you've got to get yours in line first.
Well, and I think there was a girl not too long ago that had came into Autumn too, and it's all these people are under the impression, well, I'll put my kid on a credit card as an authorized user for X amount of years, and that'll raise their credit. And it's like,
Yes
like,
and no.
well, I can see that they're not the one who has made the payment for it the whole time. So
if an 18-year-old
that's not in
has
our
a
benefit,
credit
you know,
card that
right,
has a 10-year history, I know that's not your 18-year-old's card.
right,
I know they're not.
they weren't
paying
making
it.
the payments at 8 years old. So
And there's-
sometimes it's just misinformation like that that's
Right.
kind of misleading to some
Well,
people.
Well, that's like I had one. It's been 8-9 years ago. So I had someone that I knew was in, and he was in finances to boot. And he goes, hey, he said, my son's getting out of college, and he's getting married, and they need to buy a house. Okay, well, bring him on in. Let's pull credit on. I pull his credit up. 3 800 credit scores. Unreal. That
Like you
is
said, whoa,
the cream of the
that's-
crop.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
But here's what I found out. In his 22 years, after 4 years of school, he had one loan. He had bought a truck like 3 months before. He had made 3 payments his whole life. The other 4 cards on there was his mom's credit cards, had a total limit of almost $100,000, and she owed like $2,500 on it.
Very smart finance. Very
Yeah,
smart.
She
Very good.
She did great, and it was the idea. Put my son on there and get his credit up.
Right.
But I could not prove he ever made but 3 payments his whole life.
Oh,
So you
wow.
can't give him.
Because it doesn't show a true reflection of the repayment history.
Right,
And we call that piggybacking.
Yeah. You
You're
don't have to
piggybacking
do
on
that.
your parents' credit or whatever.
Yeah.
Their habits.
You know.
Right.
Bring those kids into us and let us talk with the parent and the child and say, go get a card. Here's how you get a card in their name. Keep your name off of it. Here's how you put the money down in the savings, and you make a secured card,
Right.
and you get your own credit. And they learn.
But you do see those like tips and tricks and stuff
Yeah.
to get help your kids, and you want to do that because at the end of the
Sure.
day, but at the same time, it's like misinformation sometimes like that can be misleading, and then we
Then
have
you're
to
mad
be the
at us
bearer
when we
of
tell
bad
you no.
news. Yeah,
But
Yeah.
you know who's not mad at us? our coffee club sponsors.
I knew that. I knew it. I could
Yeah, we
tell.
gotta get going.
It's so funny. I got to know her so well. I could tell by her body language. I didn't even have to look at the clock. I knew Autumn
Yeah,
was
I seen her.
time-wise. Yeah.
Listen,
All right.
I have breakfast waiting for me to be picked up at Country
Oh my
Cooking.
God. All right,
So,
you get it, girl.
Oh my
Walmart,
God. Did you get
Meadowview
something?
Healthcare,
Yeah.
Salem Crossing, Hoosier Upland, Celebrity Home Loans, LLC, NMLS 227765, NMLSConsumerAccess.org. We are an equal housing lender, and let's be honest, Rachel's fantastic and placed my order. Dr. Black's Eye Associates and Dr. Mindy Gunn and Fox Curly Wealth Management. Thank you guys for letting me be late and guilting me into coming.
Oh, worth the wait.
And letting her order breakfast.
I think Cinderella's, a little late, but worth the wait.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Funny story I'll have to
Cinderella.
share next week about Cinderella.
Okay.
Cinderella.
All right.
So
We will
stay on
remember
your
that.
seat,
Okay.
write it down. Great story.
Okay.
So next week, let's talk about misconceptions and misunderstandings about the reverse. We're going to carry this on for a few weeks.
Yeah.
So
And
come on and
Cinderella.
listen to us, and have people come on. We'll help you understand what has happened in the past and what the misconceptions are about them. So
Absolutely. All right. Have a wonderful Thursday. Thanks, guys. Celebrity.
Two conservative, heterosexual, gun-toting, football-loving, evangelical Christian white men. In other words, the two most dangerous men in America, Rick and Bubba.
6 minutes now past the hour. The Rick and Bubba Show from the No Name Studio. Thank you for being with us as we are moving forward. We got Helmsy, we got the real Greg Burgess, we got Adler, and Speedy on vacation. As we mentioned, his son getting married this weekend, and he'll be back with us, all of us together, Lord willing, on Tuesday. Best of Rick and Bubba tomorrow, Rick and Bubba replay on Memorial Day. And thanks to all of you who have loved ones who gave the ultimate gift for the freedoms that we enjoy, but for some reason keep wanting to give up, as we look back on and remember those on Memorial Day. All right, so Bubba, as we start this hour, we got a couple of dog stories that we can do. One of them, Adler has ready for us. There's video on this. Now, if you're a rat, and I mean the animal, and you're trying to figure out where you want to go, ooh, boy, this rat makes a bad decision.
I'm not a fan of rats.
Boy, I can't stand them.
This is a dog park in New York. Do I understand that right?
If you're a rat, stay out of the dog park. The dogs look at you as a chew toy.
Look how big this dog park is.
They
It's
love
all dirt.
They love a dog
How
park.
do the dogs not fight? Because them old neighborhood dogs we have, you get too many around each other.
Look at the rat in the middle.
Oh my gosh, look at it.
Down. Oh, but it is at the wrong
Now
place.
that's a pretty big rat.
It's
too.
a really big rat, and this guy needs to get away
Thing's
from
big
it.
as a billiard
Well, that's
ball.
a New York rat. Those New York
Why
rats.
is that guy trying to keep his dog from killing the rat?
I do not know. Why would he want to have some kind of disease? Disease? You think disease is
Plus,
an issue?
the dogs will probably start fighting.
Oh, yeah,
That's true.
There it is. Look at that rat. That rat's in a bind.
They just wanted that poodle. The rat's nearly as big as it.
Good night. Look at that rat. At one time I thought it was the mayor, but that's actually a rat.
That French bulldog's about to get it.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
French guy.
Look, do you notice the poodles didn't even give it a second
No,
look? They
no.
wanted nothing to do with it.
And one guy wishes his dog would behave.
I think the French bulldog's leading the
What
charge.
is that one right there? That orange one. What is that?
Uh,
Dingo.
He's serious about it.
Well, that's your standard short-haired yellow dog.
Yeah, every neighborhood. That's like the yellow dog that's in every neighborhood.
I want you to look.
that bulldog twice. He was trying to get
But I
it.
want you to look at Yellow Dog. Yellow Dog at first says, "I don't know." Then he says, "I think I should do something." Then he does. Then he backs off. Says, "That wasn't great." Watch Yellow Dog. He's not. He's nice. Says, "I'm gonna do something." I don't know.
That's his screws.
If you will people watch this clip, it may be better than the.
Yeah, look at the guy controlling the dog.
Look, one guy's got a man purse there.
Oh,
One guy's holding a kid up there.
And it looks like a fat Speedy.
There it is.
And I looked for a video that had the real audio or the natural sound on it, but every single one that's posted online that I could find, it's all put underneath it, the music like, New York, New York, it's a heck of a town, that kind of stuff.
New York.
Well, what's
Rats
stomp
as big as Volkswagens.
Speaking of dogs, I saw where we had this footage of a dog costume, and I thought, yeah. Till I went and looked at it. Rick, unbelievable detail in this dog costume.
It's a dog.
$15,000 dog. That's a person in that, Rick.
There's no person.
Yeah,
Wait
it's
till
a
you see
real
it move.
person. Yeah.
That's not a dog costume.
Wait, he's gonna roll over.
It's got like weird feet, so he kind of has to move kind of weird too.
Yeah.
That's a person.
Oh wow.
The only thing that
It's the
doesn't
weirdest
look
thing I've
real
ever seen.
is the feet.
Why would we want this? I mean, what are we doing?
Y'all
with
look
it?
at that.
It's the Japanese man that bought
He
it.
always wanted to live as an animal. He said.
Are you being honest?
No.
Yeah.
So this is
This
not
is his story. He's been all about all day.
um,
$16,000 by the way for that suit.
what he wants to pretend he's a dog.
But you would walk up and pet that
Wait,
dog.
this is not. I'm
You got
going
him in, Rick. That's a
Look,
pretty good suit.
Oh, it is. But I mean, is he like I'm going to a costume contest, or I want
No,
to
he
be a dog?
just wants to experience.
He wants to experience.
I'm gonna tell you
what a
this.
dog.
Hey,
Oh, he's a weirdo.
Weirdo.
You sick.
For sure.
Yeah.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you.
Oh yeah, he's got like a thong on under that.
There's things. There's things about this. There's things about this story we don't want to know.
Oh, Rick, anytime you involve this animal person thing,
Have you ever been around those weirdos or heard about them?
the furries, a furry,
Oh, my
a Furby,
God.
what do they call them?
My goodness.
I don't think it's Furby, Greg. That's a children's toy.
Yeah, whatever.
Now, Adler, is this when you were wanting to be and imitated a dog for
Yeah,
a
we
period
brought
of
that
time?
up.
Was this what you did?
Oh, this had to be.
I pretended to be a dog for one day, but I asked my mom to have some food on a bowl on the floor. One time, I was 5 years old, and you guys won't let me live it down.
But would you have loved to have had this?
It's an impeccable costume. It really is.
Rick, he called us out on that earlier. We brought it up. He goes, but he did admit later that he did run around like a monkey for like months.
Yeah, years. I was,
Years.
I was
Whoa.
a jungle boy for
Okay, that's
about
right.
5 years.
You've called
5
him
years.
You've called him a woodland creature for a
Oh,
long
yeah.
time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of ties all together.
Yeah, really,
That's
it's
crazy.
almost like I could see something I wasn't even privy to.
But you know what you can't tell in this, the guy must be really small because I don't know how big this dog costume is. You know what I'm saying?
The detail on it's just amazing. The mouth is moving, y'all. He must be able to do something with his jaw to make the mouth move.
So here's my question: if I pretend to be a dog, which
Look at that.
like this, and I go this far as to spend $16,000 on an authentic costume, am I barking or am I talking? Am I a human who lives as a dog, or am I trying to be
I
a
think
complete
he's
dog?
smart. I don't think he's allowed to dog. That's just my guess.
Well, why is the
Yeah.
mouth moving?
Because barking.
Does he
Okay.
need to be careful going down to the dog park dressed like that?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
he does. It
At
goes, back,
some conventions, you need to be careful.
it
dressed
goes
like
back
that.
to.
Especially in the spring.
Watch out for the rock
Oh, do you remember the great joke about the two men in the cow costume?
No.
You don't remember the punchline?
Oh, I do. I do. Yeah, I was
Oh, it's
acting
nothing.
like I didn't know
I
it,
mean,
so maybe you dropped
Well,
it.
the punchline's not nasty. I mean, he just,
It's not?
no, when they got in a bind, dressed as a cow with a bull, and he said, "What are we gonna do?" And the guy in the head said, "Well, I'm about to nibble a little grass, but you might want to brace yourself."
That's funny.
I'm gonna nibble a little grass.
You might break it. Yeah. Up front here, I'm fine.
So, yeah, that should not be allowed.
$16,000 suit.
That should not be allowed. That should be outlawed. Nobody should be allowed to live. We're letting people just live as anything they want now.
Yeah, I wonder how long he stayed.
At some point, we have to say no.
Just say no.
Right, and that's
I would love like a super realistic monkey costume though, because like the ability to mess with people would be awesome. I would just like hang out in office buildings and be like, "Arrgh."
Rick, he told me
that's what you would do.
Well, I wouldn't make that sound. I'd make a better sound.
Yeah, that's it. No,
He told me
you're
one
gonna
time.
get better than that.
Adler told me one time when he was a kid, every Halloween, that he thought it was sharp when he had a monkey head and he had a suit and tie on with a monkey head. He said that was his go-to.
That was it.
I did that for 3 years.
He said he thought it was awesome.
So you just thought that was the coolest thing you could
I
possibly
had
do.
a suit on with a jacket and a tie and then a monkey head. I'd walk up and be like, check out my monkey suit.
And so, where did you get the monkey head?
It was part of my gorilla costume. I had a gorilla costume.
Part of my gorilla costume, Rick.
Like
I had
you
it
doubted.
around here. I had it around here somewhere. I think I got it in a box in my office.
No, you do not. So, but you thought if you put a suit on with it, that was the ultimate.
Oh yeah, it's cool.
Can I tell you this? I know that you're more and more transparent as the years go by. Remember everything you say, Greg hears.
Yeah,
You
it
know?
remembers.
Don't forget it.
It's like you're
Like
just
an elephant.
You're just like giving fuel. You know,
Yeah.
just,
You know, donkey never forgets. So you guys know the saying.
right. Yeah. Hey, let me say something. You think he'll ever forget anything that you reveal to him? Never. He files it away and says, "I will attack with that when I need it."
Especially if it's something you're ashamed of.
Thank you, Greg. Once again, this is a burn, not monkeypox. I'm like,
Yeah, right.
okay.
Yeah, that's But we all pretended to be a dog at some point when we were kids. But
That didn't go that far.
but
did
that's
it?
going way too far.
Yeah, I think there's a grown man with a job and
Yeah,
stuff.
that is a
No way.
Pretty sharp looking.
Well, it is, but again,
The claws look a little overdone to me.
I'd like to see him clip those.
It looks more like a badger or something.
Yeah, or a polar bear or something.
there's no
There's
doubt.
no dog walking around with claws
That's
that
true.
that big if you're in, being kept.
Yeah,
But as far as the dog suit, I mean, come on.
well, no, I got you, Greg. But what I'm getting to though is this. My son, wants to live life as a dog. Yeah. Now let me tell you something. He got a really good dog costume this time. And
You aren't gonna believe his latest dog.
That's a really good
Looks
dog.
a lot better than his old one.
Yeah, that's a really good dog costume your son will live in. I mean,
That's not good.
Ooh, I found a realistic gorilla costume. It's only $400. Can we buy it for the show? It's for the show.
Yes. I got
have
it. You want the
Can we
credit
see
card?
There we go. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a
Hey,
good
it's
one.
$15 off.
Oh, that's a steal. You're saving money at that point.
We'll be back. More Rick and Bubba coming up.
Rick and Bubba, Rick and Bubba.
Terry was at her daughter's wedding for the weekend when she got a call from Simply Safe. Simply Safe had detected water in her basement just moments after the leak started. Protecting against floods is one of the reasons more than 4 million people trust their home protection to Simply Safe. With Simply Safe's 24/7 professional monitoring, you always have someone looking out for you. Go to simplysafebubba.com and claim a free indoor security camera, plus get $20 off with interactive monitoring. simplysafebubba.com or visit rickandbubba.com.
With spring in the air, it's time of renewal and growth personally and professionally. As your small business grows, LinkedIn Jobs is here to make it easier to find people you want to talk to faster and for free. Create a free job post in minutes on linkedin.com/Bubba to reach your network and beyond. Every week, nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/Bubba. That's linkedin.com/Bubba. Or head to rickandbubba.com under the sponsors for a link. Terms and conditions apply.
Have you tried the innovative Helix Sleep mattress yet? Well, we love it. If you need a new mattress, go to helixsleep.com/Bubba. Take the quiz, you order the mattress that you're matched to, and the mattress comes right to your door shipped for free. For a limited time, Helix is offering up to $350 off all mattress orders for our listeners at helixsleep.com/Bubba. That's helixsleep.com/Bubba for $350 off your mattress order. Or you can visit rickandbubba.com.
These days, it's getting harder and harder to find savings. But you may have more cash than you realize in your home's equity. Unlock it today with a cash-out refinance from Rocket Mortgage. In the last year, average home values have gone up nearly 20%. That means you could unlock thousands of dollars from your home. And with Rocket Mortgage, you could get all that cash in as little as 3 weeks. Put your hard-earned money to work. Pay down high-interest debt and combine your balances into one simple, low monthly payment. Now is your perfect opportunity to take control of your financial future. So what are you waiting for? When you want to consolidate debt and simplify your finances, Rocket can. Call 8338-ROCKET today or go to rocketmortgage.com to get started. That's 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states. NMLS ConsumerAccess.org number 3030. Call 800-490-1233 for disclosures and cost information.
You can unlock more cash than you realize from your home's equity with a cash-out refinance today. In the last year, average home values have gone up nearly 20%. And with Rocket Mortgage, you can unlock thousands in less than 3 weeks. But you've got to act right now before rates go up. So when you're looking to unlock the cash in your home, Rocket can. Call 8338-ROCKET today or go to rocketmortgage.com to get started.
Rates current as of 12/12/21. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states. NMLS ConsumerAccess.org number 3030. Call 800-490-1233 for disclosures and cost information.
Home. They say it's where the heart is. They also say it's wherever you make it. They don't say it's where you unload your stuff, get tired halfway through unpacking, use some boxes as furniture, realize your oven mitt's in a box that doubles as a nightstand, don't want to buy a new nightstand, and use a towel as an oven mitt instead. But no matter where you call home, Geico makes it easy to bundle and save on renters and car insurance. Easier than grabbing a piping hot pan with a towel that's a bit too thin and trying to quickly get it to the counter.
Jose, how much longer till this dough's ready?
No one can bake gluten-free vegan goodies better than Surrey.
Wait, both Jim and Marion's last days are the same day?
But he needs to whip up a new shift lead without interviews burning his time.
Gotta get interviewing before my calendar is cooked. Oh, can you spell?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from the Indeed dashboard, so you can stay organized and connected all the way to the hire. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Switching and saving with Geico is easy, so you're free to ponder life's big questions. Like, if a person can get discombobulated, does that mean the rest of the time they're just like combobulated? Are we humans always in a state of combobulation? Until, of course, something dramatic happens and we are discombobulated for a while. Then we go back to being combobulated. Yeah, that's probably how that works. Switch and save with Geico. It's easier than you think.
Have you tried the innovative Helix Sleep mattress yet? Well, we love it. If you need a new mattress, go to helixsleep.com/Bubba. Take the quiz, you order the mattress that you're matched to, and the mattress comes right to your door shipped for free. For a limited time, Helix is offering up to $350 off all mattress orders for our listeners at helixsleep.com/Bubba. That's helixsleep.com/Bubba for $350 off your mattress order. Or you can visit rickandbubba.com.
Elmira, Corridon, and Maringo's home for rock classics. 97.9 WSLM.
Pass the gravy, please. Ooh, it brings me to my knees. I can't start another.
21 minutes past the hour of the Rick and Bubba Show. We're back. 866 We Be Big is our number. We thank you for being with us. All right. So, taking a look at some stories that are out there today. The Cleveland Browns, Deshaun Watson, looks like they've agreed to a $230 million contract that is guaranteed. This has upset the two women who have accused Deshaun Watson of inappropriate conduct, and they have now come out and condemned the Cleveland Browns for giving the quarterback this NFL record $230 million guaranteed contract after trading for him.
Well, that year off didn't seem to bother them, did it?
Yeah, I thought the choice of words by one of them was not the best. To HBO's Real Sports with Bryant Gumbel. I'm not even going to say it because it seems like she should have come up with a better phrase. Do you see the phrase, Bella?
No, I don't.
Look right here. Paragraph 2. Now I want you to think about the. Probably not the best choice of words.
I'd leave hardware out of it.
Right. But anyway, Watson is facing 22 civil lawsuits from women who've accused him of inappropriate conduct during massage sessions. And 2 grand juries in Texas have declined to pursue criminal charges, and Watson has denied all wrongdoing. So
the Browns are kind of rolling the dice here, right? He doesn't get hung up in some of this.
Well, they're actually rolling $230 million.
Right.
Yeah.
And again, it's kind of like we were talking about the other day. I don't know how you go forward in these he said, she said things because you can't bring in. I mean, there's little way to prove it, and you have to go through due process. It's tragedy for those people who are abused, but that's one of those things you got to really be careful what kind of situation you put yourself in.
How many women are accused?
22 civil lawsuits.
Okay, because you kind of wonder, out of the 22, let's say 50% are lying.
Right.
You still got a few.
Yeah, and there's 2 that are really, really upset.
I'm surprised. I thought the Patriots would sign him. Robert Kraft, with his history of massages, I figured they would be the one to sign him. Not
I will say this: I don't know what Deshaun Watson did or didn't do, and I don't know why that we have these courts in Texas that have declined to pursue criminal charges. That has to tell me that they've looked at what's been presented and they don't find it to be.
Well, again, whether it happened or not, believe it or not, it's not what the court does. They have to look if they have prosecutable evidence.
Right, and it looks like they don't. Right, because that
kind of goes back to what I was saying. It's a terrible thing because how do you decide who's telling the truth and who's not?
He didn't play a snap last year, right? Didn't he?
No, I don't think so.
Season out.
By the way, one of the women said something I'm glad that she's finally figured out when it comes to professional sports, and really any sports to some degree. It feels like they just don't care. As long as you can run and throw and pass, that's all they care about. Especially if there's nothing that can be proven, they can always say after the latest win, well, I mean, there's been nothing brought against him. He's never been found guilty of anything. We can't deny him a contract and a chance to play you haven't proven anything, and he's been found guilty of anything. And there's some truth to that. I mean, I'm not saying I don't know what happened, and I'm with you. 22 civil lawsuits seems like a big number.
Yeah, you would think, hey, surely there's something here that can be prosecuted.
But you don't know how many of them are bandwagon people and all that. You just don't.
Pretty high number.
It is a big number, but
you got to fill out that you might get one.
Right. Well, and that goes. But you also can be in his camp going, well, yeah, there's a lot of racket, but I mean,
Everybody I've ever got a massage from now they're on.
Yeah.
Well, and it doesn't.
If you're in their camp, you go, all right. If there's so many accusations against me, you think one court would actually charge me?
Well, that's a good point.
Yeah. And it doesn't help that he's admitted three having activity per se with 3 of the 22 women.
Right. But he said consensual.
Absolutely. Yeah. But
it doesn't help.
But not saying it should have happened.
Right.
Still.
Yeah. But how about this? The Browns seem to think that his side of the story is credible.
Yeah, they're good with it.
And they believe in it to the tune of $230 million.
Because this could blow up if one of them did actually able to get prosecutable evidence, and you got your investments in big time trouble.
I'm sure they probably in the writing of the contract put something in for that, if where they would void it or reduce it greatly, and that if that situation came up, maybe.
Yeah. The other one, a judge has denied the NFL's motions to dismiss John Gruden's lawsuit.
Right.
So it will move to arbitration.
Well, now wait a minute. Let's look at that again. I thought NFL said they
were denied.
It to go, right.
Yeah, you're right. They were denied. They requested it go to arbitration. They have been denied that.
Right. And see, under the arbitration agreement, the commissioner would be in charge of that.
Right.
And he has appealed. He's filing a lawsuit to get into the courts out of arbitration, and the judge has let it go forward.
Yeah, so it will go to the courts.
Right.
These headlines are misleading.
Yeah,
but you are correct. The ruling that Gruden got in his favor is arbitration is not going to take place. It will go to the court.
Apparently, Gruden feels like that if it gets to the court, so that everything is public knowledge and they have the right to subpoena information, that it will bolster his case in this. And what his case is, Rick, he's alleging the NFL leaked these documents and these phone calls in an effort to discredit and destroy him.
Yes.
And you remember the way they got that was in the document search they were doing. Was it for Daniel Snyder or somebody?
Yeah,
it was an associated thing.
The whole Redskins organization.
Right. And some of this became rose to the top in that, and then somehow it got out in public. And he's saying the way that this released to the public was illegal, and I've obviously been damaged. I've been fired.
Yeah,
and he wants it to be all public. Of course, the NFL would like to have it in a closed room arbitration.
So they lost. He won.
And so far, first big step.
Ricky Williams has changed his name.
Okay.
And
I saw that, Rick. I don't understand that.
Is it one of these weird?
I read it twice, and I don't understand.
It ain't like Meta World Peace and all.
No,
that.
It's Myron.
Myron.
So he just changed to a regular name.
It'd be Ricky Williams. I'm sorry, Ricky Myron.
His name. It's Myron.
What does he not like about Williams?
Miron.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Yeah.
Does he just not like his last name anymore?
Well, here's the thing. His actual name is Eric Lynn Williams Jr., and they called him Ricky. He's now Eric Myron Williams Jr.
Yeah, he didn't change his last name.
Oh, he changed his
I
other
thought
name.
he changed his last
He changed his first name.
Ricky was just a nickname
from Eric.
Yes.
So he wants to be called Myron? It was Myron Williams?
He got rid of the word Lynn, his name Lynn, middle name Lynn, and now Myron. Now, I don't know
I thought he changed his last name.
Ricky Williams, or whatever his name is now, has been a bird since he first came on the scene. Now, I don't remember him being so strange at Texas, Rick, but shortly after that, he couldn't do interviews. He's had all kind of mental issues.
To Greg's point, it's Eric Lynn Williams Jr. He's changed it to Eric Myron. So he's removed Lynn and Williams, and his last name is Myron.
He's taken the last name of his wife.
Okay, so that's what. So Williams is gone.
I don't understand.
Now he's going to go by his wife's last name.
See how confusing this story is?
You're right, Bubba. It is.
He's going the other way. He's going to, instead of her taking his name, he's taking hers.
You're right. I'm looking at it. So when he got married, he took his wife's name.
So can we still call him Ricky?
Eric Myron?
So we don't call him Ricky anymore either.
It's not Ricky Myron.
It's Eric Myron.
Eric Myron.
He'll always be Ricky Williams to me.
Yeah, he will. Yeah, I'm sorry, Ricky. You're not out there prominent enough for me to be concerned about
Boy,
you.
he could run the football, couldn't he?
He could. If he was still playing and you had to deal with it, who's calling him whatever now?
Your phone calls are next.
Don't forget that.
866 We Be Big.
Rick and Bubba, Rick and Bubba.
This summer, let's all enjoy more time in the sunshine and less time in the checkout line. With HelloFresh, they deliver chef-crafted recipes featuring farm-fresh produce directly to your front door so we can all skip the trips to the grocery store.
And with HelloFresh, there's always something new to try. With more than 55 options each week means you're never going to get bored. Their shelf-curated recipes feature the season's freshest flavors like their barbecue pineapple flatbreads, Mediterranean power bowls, and cherry balsamic chicken.
Ooh, Bubba, that sounds good. Plus, you can customize meals by swapping proteins and sides. And best of all, HelloFresh works with our busy schedules. You can easily update your preferences, change your delivery date, or skip weeks.
Like when you're out of town for summer vacations, directly from the HelloFresh app. Sign up during the Memorial Day flash sale for $125 off with the code BUBBA125 at HelloFresh.com/Bubba125.
That's code Bubba125 at HelloFresh.com/Bubba125 or RickandBubba.com. Guys, anyone listening tired of those bald spots? Did you know 2 out of 3 guys experience hair loss before they're 35? Do you really want to gamble with your hair? Well, you can flip the odds in your favor and save your hair with our friends at Keeps. Keeps has clinically proven FDA-approved hair treatments available online. Whether you're looking to prevent hair loss, stimulate hair growth, or take care of the hair you have, your Keeps physician will help you select the right products and develop a personalized hair-saving routine that works for you. It's easy with no waiting rooms or pharmacy visits. Keeps is delivered straight to your door at about half the cost too, guys. And if you have questions, you can message your Keeps doctor 24/7. So, guys, if those balding jokes are wearing thin, join thousands of other guys who saved their hair. Visit Keeps.com/Bubba for 50% off your first order. That's Keeps.com/Bubba. KEEPS.com/Bubba.
Oh, look, honey, the ants are back.
Wow. We leave one itsy bitsy speck of food out and they appear out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to believe we used to try to get rid of these guys. Now they're just part of the family.
To be honest, I liked our family the way it was before they came.
I guess it's time to call Cooks.
You don't have to live with pests. Get proven protection from Cook's Pest Control. Call or go online for a free quote.
Cooks Pest Control.
With spring in the air, it's time of renewal and growth personally and professionally. As your small business grows, LinkedIn Jobs is here to make it easier to find people you want to talk to faster and for free. Create a free job post in minutes on LinkedIn.com/Bubba to reach your network and beyond. Every week, nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn. Post your job for free at LinkedIn.com/Bubba. That's LinkedIn.com/Bubba. Or head to RickandBubba.com under the sponsors for a link. Terms and conditions apply.
Terry was away for the weekend for her daughter's wedding. The morning of the big day, she got a call from Simply Safe's 24/7 professional monitoring center. Simply Safe had detected water in her basement just moments after the leak started. In moments like this, time is critical because even an inch of flooding can cause more than $25,000 in damages. After talking to Simply Safe, Terry called her neighbor, who quickly turned the water off before the flooding got bad. Protecting against floods is just one of the reasons more than 4 million people trust their home protection to Simply Safe. With a comprehensive Simply Safe system and 24/7 professional monitoring, you can have someone always looking out for you. Plans cost under $1 a day with no long-term contracts or hidden fees ever. You can customize the perfect system for your home in just a few minutes at simplysafebubba.com. Go today and claim a free indoor security camera plus 20% off with interactive monitoring at simplysafebubba.com. Have you tried Helix mattress yet? Everybody's unique and Helix knows that. So they have several different mattress models to choose from. They have soft, medium, firm mattresses. They've got mattresses great for cooling you down if you sleep hot, and mattresses great for spinal alignment to prevent morning aches and pains. They even have a Helix mattress for the plus size sleepers. The Helix mattress is a major upgrade and we love them. Plus, they come in a box that comes right to your front door, and you can try it in your home for 100 nights risk-free. They even have a 10-year warranty, and Helix was awarded the #1 best overall mattress pick of 2021 by GQ and Wired Magazine. Go to helixsleep.com/Bubba. Take the quiz, order the mattress that's matched to you, and the mattress comes right to your door, shipped for free. For a limited time, Helix is offering up to $350 off all mattress orders at helixsleep.com/Bubba. helixsleep.com/Bubba. Visit rickandbubba.com under the sponsor.
Kentuckiana's home for the best rock classics 24/7, 365, 97.9 WSL.
It is 35 minutes past the hour. Rick and Bubba's show. Phone calls coming in at 866 We Be Big. And thank you for the opportunity to chat with you again, bottom of the hour. As you are making your way in at 866 We Be Big. And we're getting you lined up ready to go. I remind you about HelloFresh.com/Bubba. What a great company we have here. 55 chef-created recipes a week for you to choose from for your family. And you can pick from an incredible selection. Boy, if you're trying to eat better, this is good. Or maybe you just want some great meals and some variety, and you're tired of the grocery store line. Of course, you go there now, you can't find things on the shelf. Then you get there and try to figure out what recipe you want to do. What's in that recipe? Oh, we've done that. Well, we already had that. I'm getting kind of tired of that. But anyway, so go to HelloFresh.com/Bubba125. Be sure to add the 125 now, because that's going to get you $125 off. So boom, we're giving you $125 just by using the code Bubba125 at HelloFresh.com/Bubba125. They send you the meals that you pick. You can customize it. You can change it week to week. You can drop off a week. I mean, it's easy for you to work it with your schedule and take the anxiety of meal planning off the table, but also get the actual ingredients and the actual recipe as well, and you just knock them out. And right now, we get you $125 off. So use Bubba125 at HelloFresh.com/Bubba125, or go to rickandbubba.com. You'll find the link under the sponsors. To the phones we go. Paul, Birmingham, Alabama, standing by, listening to us on 104.7 WZZK. Paul, you got 30 seconds on Rick and Bubba. Go right ahead.
Hey, Rick. So I was watching the local news, talking about COVID and monkeypox. And anyway, the newscaster said that the main symptoms of the new strains of COVID, the symptoms are a sore throat and a runny nose. And if you don't go get tested, you might never know that you've had COVID. You might just think you have an allergy.
What world are we living in? What world are we living in? And then you go, well, you might give it to somebody else. You're talking about I might give them a runny nose and sore throat? I mean, what in the world are we talking about? Look out. Hey. So, Spartanburg, South Carolina, Robert standing by. Robert, 30 seconds and go.
I just wanted to see if I could get an anniversary shout out to my wife, Meredith, 20 years yesterday.
1, 2, happy anniversary, baby. I got you on my mind. There you go, buddy. Montgomery, Alabama, I-92, WLWI. Go ahead. Mike.
Hello?
Mike there.
Hi.
Let's go to Jimmy in Columbiana.
Jimmy.
There's lines available for you if you want to get in at 866 We Be Big. Jimmy, welcome to Rick and Bubba. Go ahead.
Good morning. This is my first time calling.
Thank you,
Thank
Jimmy.
you, sir.
Glad you did. Monkey grass to you, sir. Go ahead.
Been trying to get into y'all. A few weeks ago, when I first started trying to call, I want y'all to have a man on there talking about the turtle egg and eagle egg being endangered by or protected by federal law.
Yes.
But yet, we're allowing abortion on these unborn babies.
Yes.
And I want to give kudos to that call. That call was right on target, and I appreciate y'all's comments on it.
All right. Thank you very much for the call. Yeah, it was actually we were making fun of the fact that even when someone makes a point, the left doesn't seem to understand the point. And when he was trying to make the point that we're more concerned about unborn animals than we are unborn children, the MSNBC commentator said that he was comparing women to turtles and eagles. Or compared to the turtles, he didn't do either. That wasn't his point. You kind of missed what the guy was saying. Let's go to Gabe in the great city of Chattanooga, great state of Tennessee. All right, Gabe, go ahead.
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
We're great. Doing good. Doing good.
Good. I want to Eric Myron right quick. Ricky has got a podcast, and I listen to it. And he's really good. He's an enlightened young man nowadays. But he had took his Williams was his grandpa's name, but it was his step grandpa. So he don't really know his side of the family. Mother was married to somebody else before, and then obviously before he was born, she was married to a Williams. That's why he dropped the Williams and went with his wife.
Yeah, it's a little late.
Here's the thing: you've
taking your wife's last name is weird. I'm sorry.
You played college football. You played professional football. All that may be true, and that's fine. But I don't know why you change your name
at this point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You persevered through this long, and now you're going to do something. You're just confusing everybody. Right now, it's just weird. A man taking his wife's last name is weird. I don't care what the reason is. That's weird.
And it's going to mess up Ancestry.com.
Oh, boy. That's a good point, Bubba. Donna and Moody listening to ZZK. Donna, you're on.
Go, Donna.
Hey, good morning. I just wanted to tell Helmsy, thank you so much for the tip about ordering your fries well done at Chick-fil-A. They were so good. My husband and I tried it the other day. They were so good. I ate the fries and was too full to even eat my sandwich. My husband and I both were like, why don't they just make this their staple?
Thank you.
The fries usually are soggy, and we toss them. These were fabulous.
Yeah, why don't they just make them that way all the time?
You know, I've never thought to ask them to be well done, but I'm going to try.
Is there anybody that wants a waffle fry to fold?
No.
And not even be, crispy?
Crisp them up, buddy.
I don't know why you would
Crispier
not be
the better.
Yeah. I'll tell you the other thing.
McDonald's is so good.
The other thing I take away from this call, something that we'll never relate to. I ate my fries and I was so full I didn't even eat my sandwich. Is that what you said?
Yeah. That's not even possible.
Yeah. I can't imagine what that's like.
Because I would have went sandwich first anyway if I didn't eat them together.
But I mean, the fact that I eat fries and that's all I need. And let's go to, or maybe a better statement, all I want. Nathan and Helena. Nathan, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Do you have any pointers on me? I'm about to take my driver's license test.
Oh, the big test today?
Yeah.
They like you to smoke the tires when you pull out.
Listen, I would just be calm and drive like you normally do, but be sure to come to a complete stop.
Yeah, that's what I was going to tell you. Come to a complete stop.
I mean, overdo it to the point it's almost silly.
Look left, look right, look left again.
Yeah.
And
that gets a lot of people rolling through the stop.
Right, and be real. And if you change a lane, be sure you signal.
And one of the things too, I think is overlooked that I've heard in a couple of tests, like if you are parked on the side of the road, which way you turn your wheels. Yeah. I've heard of that throwing some people off.
Right. And when you're going, they go, okay, stop. And they tell you when you put your brakes on, they want you to look in the rearview mirror.
Yeah, look in the rearview mirror.
Just exaggerate everything you've learned.
Right.
Do they still say 10 and 2? Is that still a thing? With your hand position?
That's the go.
Yeah.
Just keep 2 hands on the wheel. Is that what they say now?
Just be real careful and respectful. You'll be fine.
Don't smoke in the car.
For the love of God, buckle your seatbelt.
Oh, yes.
Don't let that, if they hear one tone, you're done.
Well, good luck to you.
See you, buddy.
I remember the day I'll hit my drive.
Oh, he's gonna hit that.
Yeah,
he's so fired up with Memorial Day weekend coming
Listen,
up.
I was sitting at the state trooper office waiting on them to open to get mine. I could not wait.
Calm down.
Have you seen this new trend where kids don't want to drive? I know it's weird.
Well, you know why? Because we're scaring them to death about everything under the sun.
100%.
Why wouldn't they be scared? We've scared them to death on everything.
Right. We have kids. We have a generation of kids now that are scared to drive. Let's go to Randy in Gadsden Z93. Randy, go ahead.
Hey, fellas.
Hey.
Hey, this past weekend we went to a graduation party for a couple of kids in our family, and it was out in Webster's Chapel, and it was at this place
I won't say the name of it, but it was, we got out there and come to find out it was owned and built by Riley Green's family, which apparently there's some connections to my wife's side of the family that I wasn't aware of. And anyway, beautiful place. Had a great time out there. I thought it was really cool. Really nice cabin-like thing. But
Oh,
here's
yeah,
what
we've
stood out
seen it.
to me. Yeah, in the building right above the fireplace, you guys have probably seen this then, is a giant picture of Greg, and it says, "Thanks, Greg," underneath it.
That venue is not far from my house.
Oh yeah, we had Pistol Pace's birthday there, and we did a men's thing there a couple of falls ago. So what is it called?
No, that's a different one.
You sure?
You're thinking about Fiddler's Green.
That's not Fiddler's Green?
No, it's
different.
different. I know it's different. Yeah, we were at Fiddler's Green the other day for another event.
Right. So this is not
This
Fiddler's
is
Green.
back 40.
Back 40. You sure about
I
that?
think if that's the one that he was talking about, that
Because then there's some confusion that Riley Green's involved in Fiddler's Green, but he's really not.
no, yeah, because it says somebody did.
No, I know. That
I
actually,
think Dad came up, or Mom, or somebody did.
somebody came up with
I
it.
think
Now, that's up in Possum Trot.
Yeah, now Fiddler's Green actually doesn't
That's
mean
different.
the name. So.
Mickey and Brantley. Mickey, go ahead. 30 seconds. How are you?
Hey guys, I was about y'all talking about the peanut butter yesterday. I'm 60 years old and I've always been a Jif guy too, but I tried the Reese's a couple of years ago, and that's all I buy now. It's awesome. You need to try it, but if I can't get any, I get Jif. But the Reese's is very good.
Now, you talking about Reese's that makes the Reese's cup?
They have their own peanut
It's
butter.
It's just Reese's peanut butter. It's just Reese's. Is all it says. Reese's peanut
But
butter.
is it the same people? I mean, is it colored like a Reese's?
Yeah, I think it is. I think I've seen
Same logo.
I'd give it a shot.
Same logo.
They even make cereal, don't they? Make Reese's cereal.
They do.
I don't like the thought of that.
Nah. All right, we'll be back. It's 14 minutes to the top of the hour. 866 We Be Big is the number. More of the Rick and Bubba show coming up right after this.
Rick and Bubba, Rick and Bubba.
And now an update on what some analysts and reporters are calling the Great Resignation and the upside of it all. As many as 44% of workers are leaving their 9-to-5s behind and looking for life hacks to make up the difference in income as they pursue other jobs. And as that number grows, so have downloads of an app called Upside. It's a free app for cash back on gas, groceries, and at restaurants. Can an app like Upside really make a difference? You bet. With Upside, users can earn an average of $96 a year. And it works at all the big gas brands like Shell, BP, Valero, Phillips 66, Circle K, etc. And at favorite local grocers and restaurants. Everyone's got to drive and eat, right? If you want to get in on this life hack, we have a promo code for you. Head to the App Store or Google Play and download Upside. Enter code HACK to get 25 cents per gallon or more cash back on your first fill-up. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use code HACK.